His name was Kael Rowan. Assigned role, Royal Protection Unit. Officially, invisible security. Unofficially, someone nobody was supposed to notice. No noble blood. No political influence. No diplomatic value. Just a man trained to stand 3 steps behind the princess and ensure she never became a target. That was it. That was his entire existence. At least, on paper. The first difference. Elira noticed it during a ceremonial procession through the capital sky gardens of Virellia Orbital Gardens. Everyone around her smiled when she looked at them. Kael did not. He only watched. Not her status. Not her crown. Just the environment. Every exit route. Every hidden angle. Every possible threat vector. Elira frowned slightly. "You don't look at me like I'm important," she said quietly. Kael replied without emotion. "I look at you like you are alive." That sentence should have meant nothing. But it stayed with her. The attack that changed everything. It happened during the diplomatic convergence with the Helion Peace Accord Consortium. A breach. Assassination attempt. Not on the Emperor. On Elira. Energy rounds shattered the sky dome. Security froze for half a second. That was enough. Except Kael moved before the second began. He didn't shout. He didn't hesitate. He didn't ask permission. He stepped in front of her and took the impact. The blast armor cracked. The system alarms screamed. But he stayed standing, even as his body absorbed damage meant to erase her existence. Elira's voice broke. "Why would you do that?" Kael answered calmly. "Because you are the mission. Not your throne. Not your politics. You." That was the moment something inside her shifted. The truth she was never taught. After the attack, Elira was confined for protection. But she refused luxury guards. She asked for Kael. The council objected immediately. "He is not suitable for proximity to royalty." Elira responded quietly. "Then explain why he was the only one who did not hesitate when I was dying." Silence followed. Because they couldn't. That night, she asked him a question she had never asked anyone. "Why are you loyal to me?" Kael looked at her for a long moment, then answered, "I am not loyal to your crown." A pause. "I am loyal to the fact that you never use it to hurt people who cannot defend themselves." Elira froze. No one had ever seen her like that before. Not as a symbol, but as a person being observed without agenda. What the court did not understand. Inside the royal system, loyalty was assumed to be transactional. But Kael's loyalty was not political. It was observational. He had watched her for years, refusing punishment orders on servants, secretly redirecting resources to outer colonies, overriding council decisions quietly to save lives. She was not powerful in the traditional sense. She was consistent, and in a kingdom built on manipulation, consistency was rare. The romance that was not allowed to exist. Elira slowly began to understand something dangerous. Power attracted obedience, but loyalty attracted understanding. And Kael never obeyed her. He understood her. One night, she asked him, "If I wasn't a princess, would you still stand here?" Kael answered, "Yes." No hesitation? No. Pause. "Because you would still choose to stand between people and harm." That was the moment she realized. He did not love her status. He respected her choices. And that was far more dangerous than attraction. The council's fear. When rumors spread through the palace, the council panicked. Not because of romance, but because of influence. A guard who could not be bought. A protector who did not fear punishment. A man who followed her moral decisions, not royal orders. That kind of loyalty could destabilize dynasties. They summoned Kael for removal, but Elira arrived first, standing between him and the council. For the first time in history, a princess was not protected. She was protecting. The final revelation. The council demanded, "Explain this attachment." Elira looked at them and said something that silenced the entire chamber. "I don't trust people who want my crown." A pause. "I trust the one person who stood in front of it without asking what it was worth." Kael did not move. He never did. But his presence felt heavier than any throne in the room. Ending. That night, Elira walked through the silent palace corridors alone. Kael followed at distance as always, but she stopped, turned, and said softly, "Do you know what scares them about you?" Kael answered, "No." Elira smiled faintly. "That you don't belong to the throne." A pause. "You belong to me as a person." Kael did not respond immediately. Then quietly, I belong to the truth of what you are when no one is watching. Silence. Not romantic in words, but deeper than that. Because in a kingdom built on power, she was not chosen for strength. She was chosen for loyalty she never had to demand. And for the first time in royal history, love did not start with attraction. It started with trust.